Ilana, today's an important day. A lot of the children of Ukraine have been hurt by war. Tell us about today and why this is so important.
So it appears that many countries in the world celebrate National Children's Day in June. Today is National Children's Day in the United States. It happened to be today because it falls always on the second Sunday of the month of June. In Ukraine and a lot of countries in Europe, they celebrated June 1st as International and National Children's Day. So we felt that it was very important for us to make a stand, to remind people again that this is how children in Ukraine celebrated Children's Day this year. As a matter of fact, there were really heavy bombing over Kiev that day, and symbolically, horribly, 9-year-old girl was killed right on International Children's Day on June 1st.
A lot of the children are missing and they've been seized by Russian invaders and troops. And just talk about some of the terrible things that were happening and that are happening over there.
Right. So besides children getting hurt from shelling and traveling long ways to evacuate into safer area, at the same time, of course, children get killed, unfortunately, and they get abducted. They get abducted by Russian troops. Why we can only suspect is that the Russian culture is trying to eliminate Ukrainian culture. They're trying to, and actually it has been spoken in social media, they bring the children in camps to the Russian territory in order to reteach them their language, to teach them Russian, in order to teach them history the way Russia perceives it. So they're trying to raise next generation that will not know Ukraine as it was and as it should be and hopefully will be.
Will they return them back, or will they keep them and turn them into Russian citizens?
At this time, it does not look like they're taking them to care for them. It looks like they're taking them without notifying parents, children just disappearing. It looks like they're moving them to Russian territory to teach them to be Russian and eliminate anything that has to do with Ukraine. From infants, you see them carrying little infants in their arms, to teenagers, putting them in orphanages and somewhat of camps, refugee camps.
These are crimes of humanity, crimes of human beings. Talk a little bit about that.
These are severe crimes of humanity. If you have been watching TV, because of the bombing in a certain part of Ukraine, a dam was destroyed and it flooded over 80 cities. It's horrible. I know you see a lot of this on the news, but some things that we can see from Ukraine, you're not able to see here. The bodies of elderly floating down the river because nobody was able to save them. The problem has been there are two banks, and one is considered to be under, in Ukrainian territory, and another bank is considered to be under Russian control. Although Ukrainian people live there, it just happens to be under Russian control at this time politically. There's no help whatsoever. People in that area are just dying. They're not being evacuated. A week before this was happening, people were reporting on social media that Russians are going from door to door collecting their boats. These people that lived on the river, so river flew through, so any floating device, and supposedly they took the devices for, to eliminate possibility of helping Ukrainian army, whatever that was. So people are stranded on the roofs of their homes. Animals are dying. A whole zoo died except two swans that are floating right now in the big sea of water down the downtown of the city. So cows, sheep, and we're talking about countryside. So dogs. I mean, people go day and night collecting animals, horses, whatever they can to help with we don't know the devastation, human devastation at this time, how many people have passed away. It's impossible to tell until the waters will retrieve. But I am just horrified even to think about it.